The chair recognizes the honourable member for Stephenville, Port-au-Port.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and certainly great to take an opportunity to discuss Bill number 41, an act to amend the Loan and Guarantee Act, number 2, and as introduced by the Minister of Finance, and she alluded to in her opening remarks, specifically here, this is in reference to the Stephenville Airport, and of course, being the proud member for Stephenville and the Stephenville area, it's certainly great to take an opportunity to discuss. But I'll just be a brief moment or two, Madam Chair. This is essentially just a bit of housekeeping item around our finance piece here with respect to the loan guarantee. So essentially what the government has done since 2005 is really just kind of held a guarantee on a loan for the airport. This would certainly allow for ebbs and flows of accounts receivable as things move financially. Of course, running an airport is certainly no small feat and is a substantial investment and a substantial exchange of dollars. So right now, this is in reference to legislation that we had introduced in the spring. And there was a bit of debate at the time. I discussed the situation there in a bit greater detail. But the legislation in the spring was only referencing a deadline. So the deadline at that time was June. For legality purposes, with respect to finance administration, we need to extend the deadline once again. Certainly seen some cooperation and positive comments from the member for Fairland on the subject, and certainly expect their cooperation and support. But right now, this is essentially, as alluded to, just extending the deadline to 2018, which is good news for the airport in general. The Stephenville Airport Corporation, being a volunteer board of directors, certainly a great volunteer board of directors I've had the pleasure to meet with now on multiple occasions over the last number of months in my role as member. Certainly something that's near and dear to my heart, and a file that I've been meeting on quite actively. They certainly are pursuing other avenues, as alluded to in their business plan, with respect to military stopovers and traffic. And I certainly believe that there is some great opportunity there. And with the good group that we have now on board, this new board of directors has been around for the last 3 years specifically, and has recently sought out some help from some retired colonels, 2 retired colonels of which members of the Royal Canadian Legion in Stephenville, and they've been doing some great work with respect to recruiting military traffic for technical stopovers and what have you. And of course, those type of technical stopovers certainly add to the commercial traffic that is there. Other operations there, the Marine Institute, of course, the safety and emergency response training, certainly a great component and a great asset to have there. But overall, the operation, of course, does require a bit of support, and this is something that the government has long supported. So certainly great to see the continuation of such, and the guarantee of the loan by the government, and extending that on into 2018. So with that said, Madam Chair, I'll certainly take my seat. Again, as I mentioned, it was great to hear some support from the members opposite in reference to Bill 41, and certainly look for their cooperation moving forward. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.